Okay, let's make sure you get the objective here. You're going to use coordinate graphs to plot simple figures and determine their image under translations. And we did this earlier today. So translation is when each point of a figure is moved the same distance in the same direction. So that's a translation or a slide. So in other words, notice when you did it on your whiteboards today, you moved point A 3 to the left, 2 down. Then you moved point B 3 to the left, 2 down. Point C 3 to the left, 2 down. Point D 3 to the left, 2 down. So all of that 3 to the left, 2 down for each point means that it has been translated. That's a translation because you moved all the points the same distance in the same direction. Okay? So that's a translation. So for describing a translation now, okay? So in this diagram, the triangle M apostrophe N apostrophe P apostrophe, MNP, the copy of it in other words, is the image of the triangle MNP after a translation. So in other words, what I did was I took MNP, and by the way, you're writing this whole thing, you're writing all of it, okay? I just haven't done it yet, but I just wanted to make sure you're aware of this. So you are, I'm going to use a different color blue. What I'm saying here is I've taken MNP, triangle MNP, and I translated it. So how much did I translate it by? So I'm going to start with one of the points on MNP. I'll start with P. I translated P 4 units to the right and 3 units down. If I did M, the same thing, 4 units right, 3 units down, and N, the same thing, 4 units right, 3 units down, then this is a translation. So each point on MNP has been translated 4 units to the right and 3 units down. So that means that triangle MNP, which is this one here, has been moved 4 units to the right and 3 units down from this location here. So it started here where the red is. Then I moved the whole triangle, 4 units to the right, 3 units down, and made a new triangle there. Okay? Example 2, translating the coordinates. So line AB has endpoints at A, which is at -5, -4, and B, which is at -3, -1. So we're going to do that first. So you're writing example 2, translating in the coordinate plane, okay? Then you're writing this information here. Hold on one second. You need to make sure that this is easier to do, by the way, if you have graph paper. So if you have graph paper, you might want to take notes on graph paper. So A is at -5, -4. So -5, and then down to -4 would be right here. So this is point A. And B is at -3, -1. So over to the left to -3 and down -1, which is here. Oh, this is off. It's okay. I can see this is off. It's supposed to be here as -1. These numbers are off. This should be -1. This should be -2. This should be -3. This should be -4. This should be -5. All right? Sorry. So -1 is here. Okay? So I'm going to draw that line. Oops, there. Right? Okay, let's get rid of that. Move it over just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay. So I have my line AB. Now what they want me to do is draw AB and its image after a translation So up 6 units to the right, 1 unit up. So I'm going to do that in blue. So starting with A, so this is B. So starting with A, I'm going to start here. 6 units to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right, and 1 unit up, and 1 unit up is here. Okay? So let me erase these just so that you don't get confused. 6 units to the right, 1 unit up. So this is my new A apostrophe. And my B is also going to go 6 units right and 1 unit up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 unit up. And this is my new B apostrophe. And now I draw a line connecting them. Okay? So I've translated that line now 6 units to the right and 1 unit up. All right? So there's your translation. Example 3. Parallelogram ABCD has vertices. So parallelogram ABCD has vertices. That means points. A is at -4, 3. -4, 3, yes it is. B is at -1, 4. -1, 4, yes it is. C is at 3, 3. +3, up 3, yes it is. And D is at 0, 2. 0, 1, 2. Okay. The following coordinate notation describes the translation. So, what we're doing then is we're taking the X coordinate and we're adding 2. We're taking the Y coordinate and we're subtracting 5. So let's look and see what that looks like. So I'm going to circle B so we can see, you can see what I'm talking about here. So let's just take B. So let's not forget that this is X, sorry, hold on a second. Let's not forget that this is X and this is Y. So you don't forget which is which, okay? So I'm taking B here, and X is -1 and Y is 4. So it told me that I'm going to add 2 to -1. Okay? Let me see if this is on the next page so I don't run out of room. Yeah, it is. Perfect. Oh, let's do it here. This is perfect. I didn't know I had it here. So here's my original and here's my image. So my original is XY and my image, these are all my originals. Okay? And now my image, this is the image. I'm going to add 2 to the X and I'm going to subtract 5 from the Y. So if the X is -4, I'm going to add 2. What's -4 plus 2? -4 plus 2 is -2. And with the 3, I'm going to subtract 5. What's 3 minus 5? -2. So A under reflection is at -2, -2. So this is my original. Remember it's blue here, so we don't forget. This is my original. Okay. And now A under reflection is going to be at -2, 2. So -2 down 2 right here. Okay. So we got that. Now let's do B. B is at -1, 4. -1, 4. For -1, let's add 2. -1 plus 2 is 1. And for 4, we're going to subtract 5 because that's what it told us to do. Those were the directions. So -5. So we have 4 minus -5. Okay. So 4 minus -5 is the same as 4 plus 5, which is 9. 4 minus 5. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. Just subtract 5. No negatives. My mistake. It should just be 4 minus 5. 4 minus 5 is -1. So point B should be at 1, -1. Okay? C now is at 3, 3. We're going to add 2, so 3 plus 2 is 5. And for the 3, we're going to subtract 5. 3 minus 5 is negative 2. So C, the new C, will be at negative 5, 5, negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 2, there it is. And now D is at 0, 2, and it's telling us to add 2. So 0 plus 2 is 2, and it's telling us to subtract 5. So 2 minus 5 is negative 3. That's it. So D is going to be at 2, negative 3, 2, negative 3, and there it is. So I've now translated this, and it looks like I've gone 2 spaces right, 2 to the right, and 5 down. I know it's down because this is negative. If it's negative, that means go down. If it's positive, that means go up. If it's positive, it means go right. If it's negative, it means go left. So 2 right, 5 down, okay? So let's just see, 2 to the right, 5 down. So let's start with, I'll just trace this. So letter A, 2 to the right, 1, 2, 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, there's A. Okay. So that's basically all you did by adding these. And adding 2 and subtracting 5, you just said which way you're going to go. You could have just counted it instead of doing all that addition. That would have been fine too. Either way will get you to the right place. All you have to remember is that X goes left to right, Y goes up and down, okay? So left is negative, right is positive, up is positive, down is negative, okay? So if it says add, like it does here, add, I'm going to the right. Plus means right. Minus means down. Okay? Let's go to the guided practice. Yes, I know I'm skipping one. I'm going to go ahead and skip that one. We're not going to do that. Okay? I'm going to skip that. But just so you know, my point in doing this, by the way, was just to show you that this is how video game creators, this is how they create it. They do it on a coordinate grid, and they tell the character which grid to go to, which grid to move to when you do something with the controller. Okay? So I just wanted to show you that. All right. Tell whether the red figure is a reflection or translation to the blue. Okay? So this would be a translation. The red figure is translated. So, in other words, this blue one has moved up and over. It's just slid up and over. So it's a translation. Okay? Tell whether the red figure is a reflection or a translation to the blue. Again, and they want you to describe it verbally. So this time, the red figure has been translated to the right and down to the blue. Okay? So the red has been up and over, moved up and over. Okay? So to describe it verbally, we're going to say how far it went up. So let's choose this point and this point to describe. Right? So we're going to say that it went, the translation, we're going to say that from the red, or from the blue, I should say, this is where we started. We went up, 1, 2, 3, and to the left, 2. Up 3, left 2. Up 3, left 2. Okay? Number 3, tell whether the red figure is a reflection or translation to the blue. This time, it's a reflection. I can tell it's a reflection. It hasn't just been slid over. Because if it was just slid over, it would still look like, let's see here. It would still look like that, right? Except bigger, of course. But it doesn't. It's been flipped around, I can see. So now this is like a mirror reflection of itself, okay? So now this is a reflection. You can pretend like this line here is the line of reflection, it's a mirror. So if this triangle we're looking in the mirror, this one, this is how they look from each other, right? This is a translation because it's just been slid over again. If it were a reflection, then it would look the opposite, right? So it would be like that. That would be a reflection, okay? But since it's just slid over, looks exactly the same, that's a translation. So, number one, we're going to do this tomorrow in class, actually. I'm going to stop here, and we're going to do this tomorrow in class after we do some review with our area.